I come to you softly now, Jesus, inviting your gentle presence to calm our hearts. May your peace fall like a quiet rain, soothing every worry and fear we hold. I bless the one listening, sending warmth and light into their spirit. May they feel deeply seen, truly loved, and wrapped in your everlasting arms. As we lean into this sacred space, I invite you to join me in this quiet moment. If your heart is touched, perhaps you might softly like this prayer, sharing a small gesture of kindness as a way to spread peace. And if you feel led, gently subscribing can be a gentle way to walk with us on this journey of faith and healing. I also welcome you to share a prayer request or a reflection in the comments, a sacred sharing where we can lift each other up in trust and care. Let us prepare our hearts together, breathing in the hope and surrender that you so tenderly offer. Jesus, now let us pray. Jesus, I come to you, laying down my burdens and fears. I surrender the heavy weight of anxiety over the people who bring harm or unease into my life. I trust in your protection, knowing you are a refuge and a shield. I am grateful for your watchful eyes and loving heart that never waver. In this quiet moment, I open my spirit to your healing touch. I ask that you surround me with your light, a fortress of love that no darkness can penetrate. Even when I feel vulnerable or alone, I remember that you are near, holding me close. I rest in your promise that no evil will overcome me, that your grace is enough. Together we breathe in this assurance, finding hope in the gentle truth that you walk beside us always, guiding our steps with tender care. I trust that your presence shields me from harm, softening the harshness that others may bring. I thank you for the peace that fills my heart now, a quiet strength born from surrender. And as we continue to rest in his presence, I feel your calming spirit, Jesus, moving through every part of me. Even when people's words or actions feel sharp and unkind, I remember you are my protector. I choose to release anger and fear, handing them over to you. Help me to see others through your eyes with compassion and grace, even when I must keep my heart safe. I ask for wisdom to know when to stand firm and when to walk away, trusting that you will guide my steps. Thank you for the courage you give to face each day with hope. When I feel weak, remind me that your strength is made perfect in my weakness. I am grateful that I do not have to fight this battle alone. Your love surrounds me like a gentle shield, soft yet strong. As we breathe together in this sacred space, I invite you to softly like and subscribe if this prayer brings comfort. And if your heart feels moved, please leave a gentle comment or share a prayer request, so we may continue to support one another in faith. Holding on to your peace, I lean deeper into the trust that you are my safe place, my eternal refuge, and as we continue to rest in his presence, I surrender my worries to you, Jesus, knowing that you care deeply for me. I release the temptation to control or fix what is beyond my reach. Instead, I choose to rest in your hands, confident that you are working all things for my good. Thank you for the hope that rises within me, a quiet flame kindled by your promises. Even when the path is unclear, I hold on to your faithfulness. I ask you to wash away any bitterness or hurt that lingers in my heart, replacing it with your peace. Help me to forgive those who may have caused me pain, not to condone harm, but to free my soul from heaviness. I am grateful for the gentle reminders that your love never fails, that your grace covers every scar. As we continue this prayer, I invite you to gently like and subscribe, joining this community of hearts seeking comfort and strength. If you feel moved, share a soft word or prayer request below so we can lift each other tenderly. I rest in your embrace, knowing that you hold me close. And as we continue to rest in His presence, in moments of fear, Jesus, I call on your name. Your presence is my refuge, a quiet shelter in the storm. I ask you to guard my heart and mind from those who wish harm, surrounding me with your angels of protection. Help me to walk in confidence, not driven by fear, but by the assurance of your care. Thank you for the light you shine in the darkest places, a beacon of hope that never fades. When I feel overwhelmed, remind me that you are near, and your love is a fortress that cannot be broken. I am grateful for the peace that fills me when I surrender to you fully. Help me to trust that you are working behind the scenes, weaving good even from difficulties. As I speak these words, I invite you to softly like and subscribe if this prayer brings comfort to your soul. And if you wish, please leave a gentle comment or prayer request so we may continue to walk this journey together. I rest in your love, knowing you hold all things in your hands, and as we continue to rest in His presence, Jesus, I open my heart to your healing love. I ask you to bind up the wounds that harmful people have caused, gently restoring what has been broken. Help me to find peace in the quiet moments, feeling your presence soothing every ache. Thank you for the grace that meets me each day, renewing my spirit with hope. I trust that you are making all things new, even when I cannot yet see the fullness of your work. Teach me to lean on you when I feel weak, to find strength in your steadfast love. I am grateful for the way you hold my heart with tenderness, never letting go. As we continue this prayer together, I invite you to softly like and subscribe if these words bring you comfort. If you feel moved, please share a comment or prayer request so we may lift each other up in gentle faith. I rest in the assurance that you are my healer and protector. And as we continue to rest in His presence, in the quiet of this moment, Jesus, I thank you for your unfailing presence. I am grateful that no one can separate me from your love, no matter the harm others may bring. Help me to walk forward with hope, trusting that you are guiding my steps with wisdom and grace. I surrender all my fears and doubts to you, choosing to trust that your plans for me are good. Thank you for being my refuge, my strength, and my shield. When the world feels harsh or unkind, remind me that your love is softer, deeper, and eternal. I invite you to softly like and subscribe if this prayer has touched your heart. And if you wish, please leave a gentle comment or prayer request so we may continue to hold one another in prayer. I rest in your peace, confident in your protection, and as we continue to rest in His presence, Lord Jesus, I hold on to the hope you give, a hope that shines through every trial. Even when harmful people cross my path, I know that you are greater than all. I trust that you will protect me, that your love will guard my heart and mind. Thank you for the peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace I can carry into each day. Help me to walk in your light, to shine your love, even in difficult moments. I am grateful for your patience and kindness, your faithfulness that never fades. As we continue this sacred prayer, I invite you to softly like and subscribe if these words bring comfort. Please share a comment or prayer request if your heart desires, so we may continue to support one another in love. I rest in your arms, knowing your protection surrounds me always. And as we continue to rest in His presence, Jesus, I close this prayer with a heart full of gratitude and trust. I surrender all my fears, all my worries, all my pain into your loving hands. I thank you for being my shelter in the storm, my peace in chaos, my unfailing friend. Help me to walk forward with courage, wrapped in your protection and love. I trust that no harm can truly touch me, for you are my shield and my strong tower. Thank you for the hope and healing you bring, the gentle strength that carries me each day. I am grateful for this sacred moment we have shared, this quiet time of surrender and trust. May your peace continue to wash over me and over all who listen as we walk forward in your love. I invite you once more to softly like and subscribe if this prayer has been a blessing to you. Share your thoughts or prayer requests below, so we may continue to hold each other in gentle prayer. With a heart full of hope and trust, I pray all these things in your holy name. Jesus, I close this prayer with a heart full of gratitude and trust. I surrender all my fears, all my worries, all my pain into your loving hands. I thank you for being my shelter in the storm, my peace in chaos, my unfailing friend. Help me to walk forward with courage, wrapped in your protection and love. I trust that no harm can truly touch me, for you are my shield and my strong tower. Thank you for the hope and healing you bring, the gentle strength that carries me each day. I am grateful for this sacred moment we have shared, this quiet time of surrender and trust. May your peace continue to wash over me and over all who listen as we walk forward in your love. I invite you once more to softly like and subscribe if this prayer has been a blessing to you. Share your thoughts or prayer requests below so we may continue to hold each other in gentle prayer. With a heart full of hope and trust, I pray all these things in your holy name, knowing that your grace is ever present and your love never ending. As we linger in this sacred space, Jesus, I ask that you deepen our awareness of your presence, that we might feel your gentle hand guiding us through every challenge. When the weight of hurt lingers, remind us that you are the great healer, able to mend even the most broken parts of our souls. Help us to release resentment and bitterness, not because the pain is insignificant, but because you call us to walk in freedom and peace. Teach us to forgive as you forgive, to extend grace even when it feels difficult, trusting that in doing so we are set free. Lord, sometimes the wounds caused by others feel too heavy to carry, and the path to peace seems distant. I ask you now to pour out your comfort upon those who are hurting, those who feel misunderstood or unseen. Wrap them in your warmth, a blanket of love that reassures and restores. May your light shine into the darkest corners of their hearts, chasing away shadows of despair and bringing hope anew. Help them to remember that their worth is not determined by the actions or words of others, but by your unchanging love. In moments when fear creeps in like a whisper, remind us to fix our eyes on you, the author and perfecter of our faith. Replace our anxious thoughts with the truth of your promises, that you have overcome the world and that nothing can separate us from your love. When doubts arise, strengthen our belief in your goodness and sovereignty. May we find rest, not in our own understanding, but in the peace that surpasses all comprehension, a peace that flows from you alone. Jesus, I pray for those who struggle to set healthy boundaries, who find themselves caught in cycles of pain and hurt from others. Grant them the courage to protect their hearts with wisdom and discernment, to walk away when necessary, and to seek help when the burden feels too great. Surround them with supportive friends and a community that reflects your love and care. May they know that it is not weakness to seek refuge, but strength to acknowledge their need and to accept your healing. I also lift up those who may unintentionally cause harm, those who struggle with their own pain and brokenness. I ask for your mercy and transformation to work deeply within them, that they may come to know your love and grace and be instruments of kindness rather than hurt. Help us all to extend patience and understanding, recognizing that healing is a journey for everyone. In this quiet moment, I invite each heart listening to breathe deeply of your peace, to rest fully in your embrace. May the gentle rhythm of your love steady us, slow down the racing thoughts, and soothe the restless spirit. Let us be reminded that we are never alone, that your presence is a constant companion through every season of life. As we continue to dwell in your love, Jesus, help us to carry this peace into our days, to be a reflection of your gentle kindness to those around us. May our words and actions be seasoned with grace, our hearts open to compassion, and our spirits filled with hope. Teach us to be agents of your healing in a world that longs for your touch. And so, as we hold this time of prayer gently in our hearts, I invite you once again, dear friend, to softly like and subscribe if these words have brought you comfort. Share your prayer requests or reflections below, so we may continue to lift one another up in tender faith and love. May our community be a sanctuary where peace and healing flow freely, where each soul is nurtured by your presence. With hearts aligned in trust, we remain here together, resting in the eternal love of Jesus, knowing that His care never falters, His grace never ends, and His peace is our everlasting refuge. As we continue to rest in His presence, may we feel the gentle unfolding of His mercy, like morning light spilling softly over a quiet landscape. In this sacred stillness, Jesus, breathe anew into the places within us that ache or feel worn, refreshing our spirits with your tender kindness. Help us to release the tight grip of past hurts, to lay down the weight of unforgiveness that clings so stubbornly to our hearts. Teach us the gentle art of surrender, not as a sign of giving up, but as a courageous step toward healing and wholeness. Lord, you know the hidden wounds that no one else sees, the whispered fears, the silent tears, the quiet longings for peace. In your compassion, come close to those who feel isolated or misunderstood. Wrap them in the warmth of your presence, a refuge where they can be fully known and deeply loved without condition. May your voice be the sweetest sound they hear, speaking words of comfort and hope that lift their weary souls. In moments when the night seems long and heavy, remind us that your light is never truly dimmed. Your love is a steadfast flame, unwavering through every storm and shadow. Help us to fix our gaze on you, trusting that even when we cannot see the way forward, you are already there, preparing a path of peace. Let our hearts find rest in the assurance that nothing, no hurt, no fear, no darkness can separate us from your embrace. Jesus, I pray for hearts that are burdened by anger or bitterness toward those who have caused pain. Soften these hearts with your grace and help them to understand that forgiveness is not forgetting or excusing harm, but a freeing act that releases the soul from chains. May your Spirit gently guide them toward reconciliation where it is safe, and healing, and toward peace where reconciliation is not yet possible. Teach us all to extend mercy, recognizing that we ourselves are recipients of unending grace. For those who carry heavy responsibilities in relationships marked by struggle or harm, grant wisdom and strength. Help them to set gentle but firm boundaries that protect their well-being without closing the door to love and compassion. Surround them with a community that supports and uplifts, offering encouragement and understanding. Let them know deeply that seeking help is an act of courage, not weakness. Lord, I also ask for your healing hand upon those who inadvertently cause pain, trapped in cycles of hurt and misunderstanding. May your light penetrate the darkness of their hearts, bringing transformation and renewal. Help them to see themselves through your eyes, precious and valued, and to become vessels of kindness and peace. Instill in all of us a spirit of patience, that we might journey together toward healing with gentleness and hope. As we breathe together in this sacred moment, Jesus, teach us to be still before you, to listen for your quiet whispers of love. In the busyness and noise of life, Help us carve out space to rest in your presence, to be replenished by your peace that surpasses all understanding. May our spirits be calmed, our minds renewed, and our hearts opened wider to receive your grace. Let this peace ripple outward from us, touching those we meet with kindness and compassion. May our lives become living prayers, reflections of your gentle love in a world that so deeply needs it. Help us to sow seeds of hope and healing wherever we go, trusting that you will nurture and grow them in due season. And so, dear friend, as we linger in this quiet place of prayer, I invite you once again to softly like and subscribe. If these words have brought a balm to your spirit, share your thoughts, reflections, or prayer requests below, so that together we might build a community rooted in gentle faith and tender care. May we continue to hold one another in the light of Christ's love, a safe haven where peace flows freely and healing is embraced. With hearts united in trust and hope, we remain here, resting in the unfailing love of Jesus, who walks beside us through every trial and triumph. His grace is ever present, His compassion never ending, His peace our eternal refuge. As we continue to rest in His presence, may we be mindful of the quiet strength that flows from simply being near to you, Lord. In the stillness, let us sense your breath upon our souls, a gentle whisper that says, "You are beloved, you are cherished, you are never alone." Teach us to lean into this tenderness when the noise of the world threatens to overwhelm. Help us to find sanctuary in your presence, where healing begins not with grand gestures but with soft, steady trust. Jesus, in the midst of pain inflicted by others, it can be so tempting to harden our hearts or to seek retaliation. Yet you call us to a different way, a path marked by grace and mercy. Give us the courage to choose this path, even when it feels fragile or uncertain. May we be instruments of your peace, extending kindness even when it is undeserved. Help us to see beyond the surface of hurt, to recognize the brokenness in others as we acknowledge our own, and to respond with a love that reflects your own. When memories of past wounds arise, Lord, do not let them define us or hold us captive. Instead, transform those memories into reminders of your faithfulness. The times you have brought us through the storm, carried us when we could not walk, and healed what seemed impossible to mend. Let these testimonies inspire hope and resilience, a quiet confidence that no matter what comes, we are held in your hands. For those moments when the temptation to bitterness or despair creeps in, surround us with your light. Banish the shadows of resentment, replacing them with the warmth of your forgiveness and the freedom it brings. Teach us, Jesus, that forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves as much as others, a release that lightens the heart and opens space for joy to grow. Help us to forgive gently and fully, trusting that you will tend to what only you can heal. Lord, I lift up those who struggle daily with relationships marked by pain or misunderstanding. When boundaries must be drawn Grant wisdom to do so with love and clarity, protecting hearts without closing doors. When reconciliation is possible, breathe new life into those connections, weaving threads of healing and trust. Surround those who feel isolated with a community that reflects your grace. People who listen without judgment, who bear burdens alongside them, and who offer consistent love. I also pray for those who unknowingly cause pain, caught in their own battles and wounds. May your mercy reach deep, softening hardened places and illuminating the path toward healing and transformation. Help them to become bearers of kindness and peace, reflecting the light of Christ in their actions and words. And for all of us, Lord, cultivate patience and understanding, that we might walk together through brokenness toward restoration. In the quiet rhythm of this prayer, Jesus, I invite each soul to rest fully in your embrace. Let your peace watch over every anxious thought, every trembling fear, every aching sorrow. Teach us to breathe deeply of your love, to feel the steady heartbeat of your presence beneath our own. May this sacred stillness renew our spirits, refresh our minds, and open our hearts wider to receive your grace. As we prepare to return to the world outside this quiet space, help us carry this peace with us. May our words be soft, our actions kind, and our hearts tender toward others. Let us be reflections of your gentle love wherever we go, sowing seeds of hope and healing in every interaction. Remind us that even small acts of kindness can ripple out, touching lives in ways we may never fully see. Dear friend, if these prayers have brought you comfort, I invite you once more to softly like and subscribe, joining a community of hearts journeying together in faith and healing. Please share your thoughts, reflections, or prayer requests below, so we may continue to hold one another in tender care and prayerful support. With hearts united in trust, hope, and love, we remain here, resting in the unending grace of Jesus. His compassion is our refuge, His peace our strength, and His presence our constant companion. As we continue to rest in His presence, may we feel the gentle unfolding of His mercy in every moment, like a soft breeze weaving through the branches of our souls, bringing fresh breath and quiet renewal. Let His kindness awaken within us a deep sense of belonging, that no matter the trials we face or the shadows that linger, we are cherished beyond measure, held tenderly by the Creator who knows every part of us. Jesus, in the stillness of this sacred space, I ask you to nurture the seeds of hope planted within each heart. May they grow steadily, even when the soil feels dry or the storms come fiercely. Teach us to trust in your timing and your gentle care, knowing that healing is a journey, not a race. Help us to celebrate small victories of peace and grace along the way, embracing each step with gratitude and faith. When feelings of loneliness or despair arise, remind us that we do not walk this path alone. Your presence is a constant companion, a steady hand reaching out to lift us when we stumble. Surround us with your light, that we may shine brightly even in moments of darkness, reflecting a hope that cannot be extinguished. Lord, I pray for those whose hearts are heavy from the weight of hurt caused by others, whether through words, actions, or silence. Comfort them with your gentle touch, soothing the raw places and breathing peace into their spirits. Help them to release the burdens they were never meant to carry alone, entrusting each pain to your compassionate heart. May they find rest in your embrace and courage to walk forward into the newness you offer. For those who struggle to forgive, grant a softening of heart and a willingness to let go of bitterness, not to forget the past, but to free themselves from its chains. May your grace fill those spaces where resentment has taken root, replacing heaviness with lightness, sorrow with joy. Teach us all that forgiveness is a gift of freedom, a sacred act that opens the door to peace and restoration. Jesus, I ask you to strengthen those who must set boundaries to protect their well-being. Give them clarity and courage to do so with kindness and conviction, balancing love with wisdom. Surround them with a community that honors their needs, offering support without judgment. Remind them that self-care is not selfish, but a vital part of walking in your grace. I also lift up those who unintentionally cause pain, caught in cycles of hurt and misunderstanding. Pour out your mercy upon them, bringing transformation and healing. May they come to know the depth of your love and be inspired to extend that love to others. Help us all to cultivate patience and compassion, recognizing that we each carry scars and are in need of your gentle touch. As we breathe together in this quiet moment, Jesus, teach us to listen deeply to your voice, to the whispers of our own hearts, and to the needs of those around us. May we learn the art of stillness, finding refuge in your presence amid life's noise and demands. Let your peace settle over us like a soft blanket, calming restless thoughts and soothing anxious spirits. May this peace flow from us into the world, touching lives with kindness and hope. Let our words be gentle, our actions grace-filled, and our hearts open wide to receive and give love freely. Help us to be vessels of your healing, shining your light into places of brokenness and despair. Dear friend, if this prayer has been a balm to your soul, I invite you once again to softly like and subscribe, joining a community of hearts walking together in faith and healing. Share your reflections, thoughts, or prayer needs below, so we may continue to hold one another tenderly in prayer. May this shared space be a sanctuary where peace blossoms and grace abounds. With hearts knit together in trust, hope, and love, we remain here, resting in the endless grace of Jesus. His compassion is our shelter, His peace our strength, and His presence our eternal comfort. As we continue to rest in His presence, may we be wrapped anew in the quiet assurance that you, Lord, are the gentle shepherd who leads us beside still waters and restores our weary souls. In the softness of your presence, may we find courage to face each new day, not alone, but carried on the wings of your unfailing love. Help us to remember that even when the world feels heavy and the hearts around us are fragile, your grace is sufficient and your mercy flows without end. Jesus, I pray that your peace, which surpasses all understanding, would guard our hearts and minds continually. When turmoil stirs within, or voices of doubt arise, let your voice be the calm whisper that quiets the storm. Teach us to anchor our hope in you, the rock unshaken by circumstance or sorrow. May we lean into your promises as a child, trust the embrace of a loving parent, finding rest in the security of your care. In moments when the pain of others' actions presses deeply, soften our hearts, Lord, so that bitterness does not take root. Help us to see beyond the surface, to the brokenness beneath, and respond with compassion, born from your own heart. May forgiveness be a river flowing through our spirits, cleansing and renewing us, freeing us to live in joy and freedom. Grant us the grace to forgive as we have been forgiven, walking in the light of your mercy. Lord, I lift up those who struggle with the tension of protecting themselves while longing for connection. Teach us the wisdom to set boundaries gently but firmly, honoring the sacredness of our own hearts without closing the door to love. Surround us with community that uplifts and encourages, companions who walk alongside us in kindness and faithfulness. May we find strength in vulnerability and courage, in the knowledge that we are held by you. For those who unknowingly cause pain, who wrestle with their own wounds and brokenness, I ask your healing touch. Draw near to them with tenderness, illuminating the path from hurt to hope. Transform hearts and minds by your Spirit, cultivating kindness, patience, and understanding. Help all of us to bear one another's burdens with grace, reflecting the love you so freely give. As we breathe deeply of your peace in this sacred moment, Jesus, teach us to listen to your gentle voice speaking truth and love, to the stirrings within our own hearts, and to the quiet needs of those around us. May stillness become a refuge where we are renewed and restored. Let your peace settle like a soft balm over anxious thoughts and restless spirits, calming every fear and worry. May this peace flow outward from us, touching those we meet with gentleness and hope. Let our lives be living prayers, reflections of your mercy and grace in a world longing for healing. Help us to sow seeds of kindness wherever we go, trusting that you will nurture and grow them in your perfect time. Dear friend, if these words have brought comfort to your soul, I invite you once more to softly like and subscribe, joining this community of hearts, journeying together in faith and healing. Please share your reflections, thoughts, or prayer requests below, so we may continue to hold one another tenderly in prayerful support. With hearts united in trust, hope, and love, we remain here, resting in the boundless grace of Jesus. His compassion is our refuge, His peace our strength, and His presence our eternal sanctuary. as we continue to rest in His presence, may we be ever mindful of the gentle, steadfast love that sustains us through every season. Let us carry with us the quiet confidence that comes from knowing we are held, not by circumstance or human strength, but by the unfailing arms of our Savior. When challenges arise, may we lean into that love, drawing deeply from the well of His grace that never runs dry. Jesus, in the tender quiet of this moment, I ask You to breathe life into the places within us that feel weary or worn. Restore our souls with Your gentle whisper of hope, reminding us that healing often unfolds slowly, like dawn breaking softly over the horizon. Help us to be patient with ourselves and with others, trusting that Your timing is perfect and Your care is intimate. For those who carry hidden scars from the pain others have caused, may Your peace settle like a balm over every aching part. Wrap them in Your compassionate embrace, giving rest to the restless and hope to the discouraged. Let Your presence be a sanctuary where they can find refuge, strength, and renewal. When bitterness or anger threatens to take root, soften those hardened places with Your grace. Teach us to forgive, not because the hurt was small, but because forgiveness frees our hearts to live fully and love deeply. Help us to release resentments gently, offering them to You, and to embrace the freedom that comes from surrendering pain into Your hands. Lord, I pray for those who find it difficult to set boundaries, who feel torn between love and self-protection. Grant them clarity and courage to protect their hearts wisely, balancing kindness with strength. Surround them with a community of support, people who reflect Your love and stand beside them in gentle encouragement. For those who have caused harm, whether knowingly or unknowingly, I ask for Your transforming mercy. Shine Your light into their hearts, leading them toward healing and growth. May they come to know the depth of Your love and be inspired to extend that love to others, becoming agents of peace and reconciliation. As we breathe together in this sacred space, Jesus, teach us to be still and listen to Your voice, to the stirring of our own hearts, and to the needs of those around us. Let this stillness be a place of refuge where peace flows freely, calming anxious thoughts and soothing restless spirits. May the peace we find here ripple outward, touching every life we encounter. Help us to speak words of kindness, to act with compassion, and to live as reflections of Your gentle love in a world longing for healing. May our lives be prayers in motion, sowing seeds of hope and grace wherever we go. Dear friend, if these words have brought comfort to your spirit, I warmly invite you once again to softly like and subscribe, joining a community of hearts walking this journey of faith and healing together. Please share your reflections, thoughts, or prayer requests below, so we may continue to uphold one another tenderly in prayer. With hearts woven together in trust, hope, and love, we remain here, resting in the unending grace of Jesus. His compassion is our shelter, His peace our strength, and His presence our eternal refuge. As we continue to rest in His presence, may we find our spirits gently renewed, like a quiet stream flowing softly through a peaceful valley. May your love, Jesus, be the steady rhythm beneath our every heartbeat, a soothing melody that calms the storms within. Help us to remember that in your presence we are safe, cherished and deeply known, held tenderly in the embrace of a love that never fails. Lord, as we face the challenges brought by difficult relationships and painful encounters, grant us the grace to respond with hearts softened by your mercy. When we are tempted to guard ourselves with walls of bitterness, or to return hurt for hurt, remind us of the beauty and power of forgiveness. Teach us to release the burdens that weigh us down, entrusting every wound and every sorrow into your healing hands. May your Spirit move within us, cultivating patience where impatience has taken root, kindness where harshness lingers, and hope where despair has threatened to grow. Help us to see others, not merely as sources of pain or difficulty, but as fellow travelers, each carrying their own struggles and in need of your grace. Let compassion flow from us freely, reflecting the heart of Christ who loved us when we were at our most broken. Jesus, we ask you to strengthen those who find it hard to set boundaries, who struggle to protect their hearts without closing off the possibility of connection and love. Grant wisdom to discern when to say yes and when to say no, a gentle courage to stand firm without anger, and peace in the knowledge that self-care is a sacred act. Surround them with a community of support, people who listen without judgment, who offer understanding, and who walk alongside them in faith. For those who may have caused pain, caught in cycles of hurt or misunderstanding, we lift them up to you, Lord. Pour out your mercy and healing upon their hearts, breaking chains of bitterness and sowing seeds of transformation. May they come to know the depth of your love and be instruments of kindness and peace in the world. Help us all to bear one another's burdens with gentleness, patience, and grace. As we rest here in this sacred moment, Jesus, teach us the beauty of stillness, to quiet the noise of the world and the clamor of our own fears. Let your peace settle like a soft blanket over every anxious thought, every trembling doubt, every aching part of our souls. Breathe deeply into us, renewing our spirits, refreshing our minds, and opening our hearts wider to receive your boundless grace. May this peace not remain confined within these quiet moments, but flow outward, touching every life we encounter. Let our words be soft, our actions kind, and our hearts full of compassion. Help us to be living prayers, vessels of your healing love, in a world so deeply in need of your touch. Teach us to sow seeds of hope and grace wherever we go, trusting that you will nurture them in your perfect time. Dear friend, if these prayers have brought a gentle balm to your soul, I invite you once again to softly like and subscribe, joining this community of hearts, journeying together in faith and healing. Please feel free to share your reflections, thoughts, or prayer requests below, so we may continue to hold one another tenderly in prayer and support. With hearts bound together in trust, hope, and love, we remain here, resting in the unending grace of Jesus. His compassion is our shelter, His peace our strength, and His presence our eternal refuge. As we continue to rest in His presence, may we always know that we are beloved children, held securely in the arms of the One who heals all wounds and restores every broken heart. Amen.